Welcome to the Cole and Dre podcast. I'm Cole.
And this is Dre. What up, world? We back in the building once again.
All right, we got iconic, legendary, status in the building.
Sir.
One of the good homies as well.
Yes,
You
sir.
you know what? I'm gonna let you introduce. I'm not even calling the name. I'm gonna let you introduce. Let me see your introduction for. I'm not gonna even say his name.
I mean, this one personal to me,
Dre.
man. The man, took me on experience years ago, man, that I'm never ever gonna forget. I had war stories for years with this man. You know what I'm saying? So, without further ado, my boy Lump, man. Welcome to the show,
stop.
man.
No.
I can't give him this personal right here. This about 20 years of relationship.
Literally.
It's been a minute.
So that means you ought to be able to give a better introduction. That's my man, Lump.
I mean, that's your
Legendary.
job, though.
Man,
Fuck that, Lump. Introduce your goddamn self. How about that?
On the level.
Good
what
evening.
kind of shit is that? Go
I
ahead.
ain't got no problem with it, man. That's what I do.
Hey, I've been knowing him too long.
Matter of fact, my shirt says it all. I'm Mr. On the Level, man. I was on the level, and I had to face before Jermaine Dupri and before Rick Ross.
Okay.
I'm on the level simply because whatever level you on, that's the one that I'm on. God gave me that years ago, and I started out. I'm the street promoter. We call it urban marketing tactics or street promotions, guerrilla marketing, and I started off by a guy named that me and Black are cool with. His name is Big D. May he rest in peace. But he taught me how to actually get the money from the record companies by giving exposure. And as a result of my marketing company being recognized in Houston, which was the number 4 DMA, which is a demographic market in the country, it was pivotal because the record started in the Southwest. So I started off doing streets and clubs and transitioned into doing radio, which led me to get a job at Capitol Records. Before Capitol, Sylvia Rohn gave me an opportunity to work for her. Sylvia Rohn is Randy Lecture, which was Buster, Missy, Yolanda Adams, Lil Mo, Fab. I flew to the video when Fab shot the Superwoman video with Lil Mo. Like, I was been blessed, man. And DJ Screw just happened to be my friend. His birthday is July the 20th, 1971, and mine is July the 21st, 1971. And he was my friend, and I took that iconic picture of Screw, and that kind of helped me on the other end of it. But a lot of people don't know this, but Drake does. Our story is with Cash Money. We went down for the Classic one year with Boss Hogg, with the whole Boss Hogg Outlaws, and Slim kept saying, "Yo, G, you don't know that nigga. G, you don't know him. Lump got us over here running a crash test dummy drill, man."
Facts.
So we get over there to Eastover, and Baby come out in the range.
Yeah.
And was like, "Get out the truck, nigga, give me a hug. Whoa, give me a hug." And Slim was like, "I guess you do know that nigga then."
Right.
And it was cool because Carl and I was in. I can't tell that story.
Yeah, it was,
I
that house was crazy.
That house was different.
house was crazy.
That house was different.
Oh,
Jazzy
please tell the
Fagan.
story,
The
man.
house
Come
was
on.
crazy.
I can't tell
Hey,
that story, but
hey,
that's when I knew Slim
The
Thug.
statute is gone.
Slim Thug is a gangster. Like, Slim Thug has been stiff from day one. Because I never will forget, one of Slim Thug's female friends was in there, and she wasn't supposed to be there. She, like, shot Slim a ghost.
Facts.
Slim wasn't even tripping. But Slim saw the girl. She was sitting on the couch, right? And they had, like, these big, you remember them big couches they had? It
Big
was like,
round motherfucker.
yeah, it was
It was
like
the house on
ottomans.
Cribs. The one they showed on Cribs.
Yeah, the one on Cribs with all the
With the
cars
hot tub
front.
in the middle?
There you go.
Yeah.
The one that was 16 feet underwater when Katrina hit, that same
Yeah.
house. Well, look, exactly. Well, surrounded by that hot tub was a bunch of ottomans, black. Like, let me tell you something, man.
Yeah.
And the broad was sitting there. When I tell you her soul left her body, and Slim just sit down. He just sat down next to her. He said, "You know you a raggedy bitch, don't you?" But he said it with a straight face, so you didn't know what was happening. He said it and he was smiling. I just happened to be within the earshot. And that's when I said to myself, this dude is going to go far. Like, literally, because he was rapping. But then, look, this is the crazy part. We get out the truck. I don't know if you remember this or not, Dre. I don't know if that was a New Orleans trip.
Yeah.
And the dude, the driver, we gave him half, and then you get the other half when we get back home.
Yeah.
I'm not moving the bus unless you give me the balance of the deposit. So,
Y'all niggas look suspect.
Hey, we damn near drove that bus on
hey,
the
look,
road.
we almost, and it was one of them sprinters. Like, it's not like the newer sprinters. It's like the old sprinter.
Yeah, the big
where
bus.
the big one, and they had the luggage thing in the back.
Yeah.
So, and by this time, Dre and them, they just know California voice, accent, college dude.
Yeah.
They don't know my background. My whole background came out because my partner, Barrett Carey McCrae, from McCrae's Record Service, may he rest in peace. He was with me, and he looked at me and he went like that. And he got his CDL, so I wasn't worried about getting home.
Facts.
I was worried about if we gonna put him in that lake or we're gonna put him in the back with that luggage and make him ride back, because that wasn't the
Facts.
deal.
He didn't get that money till later though.
He got that money later on.
Later on.
Milton was in there. Milton was looking at us like,
Y'all niggas strong arm and bus drivers.
bro, he
was
changed the
under
deal.
contract. He tried to change the deal.
You a businessman. You got a bunch of business successful.
Hey man,
you
you
ain't let
can't
nobody
change the deal. Now, you can't change the deal in the ninth
Hey,
inning, goddamn.
But fuck that. We was at Baby House, yo, at the height of Cash Money. It was like 02, maybe 02
Yep.
or 03. At
Yep.
the height of Cash Money. When I say they had a shuttle bus or some kind of shuttle bringing the motherfuckers in by the truckload, Lord have mercy.
It was different, bro.
Shout out to Baby. Shout out to Actress, what you call him.
Yeah, Beatrice.
Shout out to Beatrice.
Yeah,
man.
we
Damn, I missed this.
Yeah, you
Hey,
missed
look,
out.
it was all day. Then one time, me and Dre, we was in Austin. Remember when they did the big unit?
Yep.
And it was
That's what
Kiki.
we was on tour. What was we doing
We
for the
on
big
that
unit? We
tour,
jumped on the big
it was
unit. Yeah, him and
unit
Kiki.
tour. So we did New Orleans, and then we did South by Southwest.
Yep.
And we was on 6th Street. This one I knew Slim was a thug, a hood thug. They were serving sushi in there. Say, G, that fish ain't cooked, G.
Yeah, we was at the little sushi restaurant. Yeah, it was a nice ass spot too. You sure right. You sure right.
Slim say,
sure right.
hey, Lump, hey, Lee, my niggas don't know nothing about no sushi. That sound like coochie, nigga. Like,
Hey, we ended up leaving though, bro. They say we ended up leaving.
Slim said, I got y'all. We can go get some chicken.
What
We
year
never-
was this?
But the same year, 03
It was
had
like,
to, 02,
yeah, it was like
03.
02, 03, whenever the big unit came
Yeah.
out with Lil Kiki and Slim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did an album together back in the day.
Yeah, they did an
that
album
was,
together.
That was
Yeah.
like 02, 03. I know
Yeah,
exactly what you're talking
yeah.
about.
But he was a guy doing he did the promo run, man.
I did the
We
promo
had-
run, and I actually took the pictures of a big boy, that blue Chevy truck.
I'm talking about
Jimbo
Jimbo
truck. And
No,
like
Jimbo
that-
from the man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jimbo, man.
Shout out to Jimbo.
Jimbo had one of the cleanest trucks in the game,
Fucking
bro.
right.
He really did.
Fucking right.
But
That
yeah, that was
motherfucker
my
clean.
story. So with Dre, that's how I started. So it's those kind of stories that I actually forgot about it, and I told them, I was like, man, I ain't gonna even tell y'all what happened until we get up there, because most of the time, man, I have to keep my stories to myself,
Yeah,
because
for sure.
if you weren't there, you ain't gonna believe. You know me. We know each other from other things, and then we know each other from the business. But I don't like telling the stories, because if I'm telling them in a closed circle, it's almost like I'm beating my chest. But if I'm talking to my partners about
All
what
right,
happened,
facts.
and then they can correlate the stories,
Yeah.
that's what these people
So
want
for
to hear.
anybody that heard me tell that story before, verified.
It's done, bro.
Verified.
Verified.
Yeah. And that's Carl Kanai, because he was shook.
Yep. Because
For
it was.
real.
Hey, I
Hey,
could.
what happened to Carl?
I don't want to get into that story, but
Yeah,
it
that's
was. Slim been fucking good for a long time. Let me say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Slim done did some
Slim
good
been fucking
fucking.
good for a long time.
Hey, Slim, I'm a fan of good work. You have been doing some good fucking for a long time,
'Cause he-
and
Oh,
you
my
still
God.
doing it today. I'm
Because
proud of
he
you.
had Carl Canal a little uncomfortable too.
He had Carl Kanai uncomfortable, dog. I swear for God he did. I saw that with my own eyes.
Yeah, buddy.
And baby was like, say, bro, what's the static? What's going on? Say, bro, like, bro, everything good? I said, it's good. I said, she just raggedy, though. That's what Slim called her. Slim called that woman a raggedy. I said, oh.
It
But
was
he
just
said
so
it so
funny.
cold. It looked like a ventriloquist. He was like, you raggedy bitch. You know, he
He kept it player though.
He kept it player.
He kept
No
it player.
emotion.
He kept it playing.
I was like, boy, he was raised right.
Work. I'm a fan of good
He
work.
kept it playing though. It was a good time though.
So with that being said, I understand why your introduction wouldn't have been shit, and neither was mine. Thank you for introducing yourself.
Yeah,
Man,
facts.
I'm
Welcome to
blessed
the show,
though.
man.
Thank
I mean,
you,
like
man.
I said, you know, some shit, man. History, man, is like I can't even explain like those days. Like, man, we didn't give a fuck. We was just getting on. We was coming out. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Man.
It was. We had some great relationships and we had some great moments, man. Like, shit, I couldn't even begin to explain, bro. Like the
I
time
wish
was
I
just.
could tell some of them stories. I know know
Man,
what
the
you're
time
saying.
was
Like,
just crazy.
I
And I don't want to go into detail about what happened with
Right.
them girls at the house, but it was man, you
It
had
was
to be
some
there, bro.
real understanding after that. That's when I was like, yeah, this dude right here, this youngster. I remember when Slim, first time I saw him coming to Jamaica, it was wild. I see this big 17, 18-year-old kid with braids with a big belt buckle on. And when he
Big
rapped,
Texas Bell Bucket,
and look, he rapped with his eyes closed. He was just, he was with his eyes closed, just rapping. I was like, he jamming, but why won't he open his eyes? And then my homeboy said, man, he trying to remember them lyrics.
Fucking right.
And then that's when I found out Slim will not, he will be in the middle of his show and be like, say, G, I don't remember that shit. Like,
Right.
that shit is the fun, and that's the fun, but his fans love that about him.
Facts.
But it's funny, bro.
Facts.
Wow.
Like I said, man, my boy been a big dog for a long time, man. Big shout out. We going to your house soon, man. So we gonna get that interview for y'all shortly, man. It's
Yeah,
coming.
definitely. Man,
It's
Jamaica.
Man.
You about God. Yeah.
That was the time. I was in Jamaica back then.
I
Yeah.
know, Dre. I be forgetting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you've been outside a while.
Yeah.
Like I was outside a while too. Like it ain't too many 15-year-olds that's going to the Rhinestone Wrangler like I
Yeah,
was.
and
Back
the
in-
and the
I'm talking about to
Charlemagne.
the one
Yeah.
off Merworth.
Yeah, and the one and Charlemagne.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, Charlemagne. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I was all of that.
hey, young man, you can't dance with that woman like that. Get
Oh.
off the floor.
Walter,
Release
the
these people.
Y'all don't. That's Ray Barnett.
Young man, she's backing it up on you. Young man, you can't handle that. Oh, young man, HPD is in the parking lot. In the parking lot with the lights lit up. They're waiting on you to swing. You gonna ride.
Man, outside has changed
Hey,
so much, man.
K-Drive.
Outside
Is
has
that
changed
one
so
of the
much.
best Ray Barnett impressions you ever heard? God damn, man. I just had to look at you like, man, I swear to man, you just brought this man back from the fucking dead.
Hey, man, Ray Barnett was
Oh, man.
young man, you have those records in your hand. I please hope to God that you know what you're doing because Walter will not be releasing them to that. Ray was an A&R. Ray was honest. But the one thing about Ray, he really cared about people having a great time in the club. So I love, like, I always give odes to my cats who paved the way before me. People always try to give me credit with On the Level Promotions for doing so much. But
You deserve it. You deserve it.
Definitely.
But I learned from Daryl Jacobs, may he rest in peace. My homeboy died 2 years ago in December, literally of a broken heart because he was always trying to help somebody. And
damn.
Daryl, and the story is so crazy is that the night that he passed away, Daryl had put up a Talk Black radio right over on on West Belford across the street from the old Carabana, right next door to that Popeyes in that office building. He had built the studio out, and he had an office, he had a podcast situation set up. He was ahead of the curve on that one, and he had a studio set up. And then on the other side, because my money had got messed up from being in the business and not just making the best decisions and trying to help too many damn people, he put a beauty shop in there. And lo and behold, he built that for my sister. My sister is a mail carrier, and she also does hair. Aki, love you, sis. I know it's been a minute. But he cut Mrs. Jacobs' hair that night. Well, she cut Mrs. Jacobs' hair because she had natural hair, Mama Jacobs. And, man, that night, went home, he got in the bed and literally had a heart attack and died.
Damn.
And after that, it kind of set my life on a different course because right before that, Mr. Jefferson, a man in my life who literally took the place of my dad because my dad and I hadn't talked for 7 years until 2 weeks ago, last Saturday. I got my daddy back.
Damn.
It's important to have that, but in that time, the guy who stood in the gap for me was Mr. Jefferson, actually one of my ex-girlfriend's father, and he still called me son-in-law after we broke up. And he had a heart attack Christmas Day of the same year. So December 25th and December 29th, I lost two pivotal people in my life. Their funerals were on the same day. It was one of the most craziest days of my life, but it taught me something with both of them, man. It was health. I smoke cigars. I've been smoking cigars since '96. I said that to say this. I see a lot of gentlemen in cigar bars, and I really want y'all to understand this. Whenever you're taking BC powders every day, I need you to go to the doctor. It's not that you're trying to prevent a hangover. It's just that your blood pressure is too high. My blood pressure, man, was 245 over 145.
God damn.
And it took them 9 hours to get my pressure down. I sit at the end of the bed, and I'm not no emotional dude, but I was like, Lord, I got 3 daughters. 3 biological daughters and 2 bonus daughters. I said, Lord, if you get me through this, I will literally, on every platform, talk about, man, just go get screened. Because a man over 45 years of age, 58 years of age, I'm 52, and I say my age, and I wear it with a badge of honor. I'm not dying nothing because this older lady told me that my grade look good. I ain't dying nothing. It ain't no shot. Come on now, Black. Come on, we good. We
Hey,
good.
man, I'm 51. I'm dying the shit out of this. I'll just tell y'all, I ain't ashamed of my age, but I'm dying this
But
I
aesthetically,
got a
yours
little
look
bit, but I
right.
ain't dying shit either.
I ain't dying. But here's the deal, though. If you that age, you ain't got to. Just go get checked out is all I'm saying because, and then everybody was like, Lumpy lost weight, she look good. Man, that's because drive-through ain't nothing but death in the bag.
Facts.
Now, I ain't gonna probably lie to you. I got a problem with brown soda. That Coca-Cola is something in it.
It's
something in
definitely
it.
something in
Man,
it.
look,
It's a drug.
I knock my mama down to get a cold Dr. Pepper or Coca-Cola.
Oh, man.
Especially
I
if
switched
it's
from
cold.
Coke to Diet Coke, and I can't stop. I'm like Trump. I ain't bad as Trump.
There's no such thing as can't stop, man.
Well, no, you know what? You right.
You- 'cause
Because
you
y'all
ain't
know
gonna stop making money,
if y'all
though.
been watching the podcast,
Yes.
y'all know what I say. It's 3 things in life. It's it. It's only 3. You
Only
don't
3.
know, you're unwilling, you're unable.
Unwilling.
I
Wow.
don't take anything else. I've been unwilling to stop.
That's me, cause at the end of the day, when I drink
Then
that
you
Coke,
drink Diet Coke. Like that's
that's a punk one. I ain't drinking that one. I ain't drinking that. That's a punk soda. Cause if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die
punk.
good.
For Diet Coke.
But the diet shit got the worst of that saccharin
Yes,
shit that's in there.
it's got fake sugar.
Yeah, that's the worst shit ever.
Listen, man. Lump, thank you for coming on the show. You're gonna die. Okay? Dre, you're gonna die.
You too.
I'm gonna die. Lonnie, you're gonna die. My man over here, Mike, you gonna die.
This nigga think he
K-Tron,
drunk.
y'all gonna die. Nobody beats death. I don't give a damn. Now he gonna tell me about quality of life.
Yes.
Quality
That's
of
all
life
I care
is
about. I ain't gotta be on. I
enjoy
got quality of
drinking
life.
my Diet Cokes, and I'm gonna drink them motherfuckers till I die.
This the only thing I tell you to do. Then keep doing that.
Yeah, let's
Keep
continue.
drink the Diet Coke, but keep drinking the
Man,
water.
don't
I'm gonna
encourage
drink
that
my water,
shit.
too.
Don't encourage
And
that
then
shit.
look, because he ain't gonna stop
Don't encourage that shit.
until they go to the doctor and they had to run him up to some machines. But here's the deal: I lost
That'll
the
make me
weight.
stop. That damn show will.
Man, look, I had to get cute. Like I went from a 5X top to a 2X. Right now, I think I'm cute. If I lose 40 more pounds, it's gonna be a tight Christmas. I'm wearing a suit jacket with Under Armour. My shirt gonna be tight as boudin skin.
Oh my God.
You hear me? I'm gonna act up. I'm telling you right
As
now.
you should,
So
though.
and Dre, and look,
As you should,
and then
though.
I'm mad. I don't even want to look at Dre.
As you
Dre,
should,
Dre done did 10 push-ups and then put his T-shirt on.
That's
You hear
right.
me?
That's
Before
right.
every show, y'all know he over here doing push-ups. Just let y'all know.
Yeah.
Trying to
man.
get right, man.
Hey,
You know
but now I'm
what
gonna tell y'all this, and he might not want me to say it. I got to give my partner this good shout out. Slim done did some good fucking, but so is Dre. Just thought
I'm staying out of that. I'm
it's
still,
old shit, Dre. Not now, but I'm just saying.
Lord,
hey,
I'm still your
My whole
preacher.
life.
Lord God in heaven, I'm still your preacher. I might do a little cussing, but I'm not doing that right there. What they talking about?
But I'm not married. Though,
hey
so.
man, listen, I'm
Okay.
married. I ain't do. I mean, back in my, I did something.
I'm not married.
I can honestly pat myself on the back.
I'm a new age virgin. Forget what y'all talking about. I don't know what y'all talking
Facts,
about.
facts.
My children came through the immaculate conception. Well, I mean, not lie, but
That's against the rules.
that's against the rules.
That's
Yeah,
against the rules.
I got 3 trophies for my work. I ain't trying to prove nothing no more. I'm good.
Facts.
I'm
That's
all
how I
right.
feel. I have nothing to prove.
So
nothing to
Kayla,
prove.
Chloe,
I want a wife one day. One day.
I don't believe.
I'm
you,
just gonna.
Dre.
I'm gonna jump the. I'm gonna
day.
jump the broom, and if it don't work, I'm gonna just jump back.
Really? Have you been married before?
Uh-uh.
Never. I think Dre gonna be like you. I don't see Dre getting married ever. I'm sorry to whichever one.
But
of the
I've
ladies
had some.
I'm talking to
He said,
I've had
thinking it's
some
gonna be
really good
different.
women in my life. Some really, really, really good women.
You tore him up, man.
I wouldn't say too much. We just didn't agree on shit.
Boy, I don't care how many holes you punch in the biscuit, it'll never be a donut. You messed them women up, bruh. We done all messed them women up, man.
You punching the biscuit and never be a donut.
But they know.
Never.
They know I
Hold on,
did.
hold on.
I was a bad motherfucker.
I mean, oh, you punched.
never be a
Oh
donut.
man.
I just told him a story about
Wow.
this dude messing with me, and I was like, man, my hands and my conversation match, and you know what? Y'all had him on the show, Hasi, and let me tell you something, Craig. I love you, boy, because you know we went through a lot, and when we was going through it, my partner from Vegas called me because he found out what happened. He was like, man, what you want to do, G? Because I come from a gang background. It's not important what gang, because that ain't your business. Because
Facts.
I don't promote it because I'm gang related and I hate it.
Ooh. Say
You
that
feel
one
me?
more time.
I'm gang related and I hate it. And that shout out to Mr. J for that one. You know, you'll understand a little bit more. But my homeboy said something to me one day that was so cold black. It just messed me up.
God damn.
When you have an issue with somebody, he said these words to me. This came from Daryl Ford, a.k.a. D-double-E. He said, sometimes the best solution to a bad situation is a good funeral.
God damn.
My homeboys don't play.
I just wasn't expecting you to say that. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean,
hey,
That was
Dre.
deep. That was deep.
I just knew he was gonna say something different.
No,
Sometimes the best solution to a bad situation
it's a good
is a
funeral.
good funeral.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some things got to die.
Are you telling me my producer just gave me some Altoids? My breath stink?
My brother Mike said, he just pointed to me like,
How the
my
fuck
Oh
you
yeah,
know
he
that?
pointed to you. Go ahead.
But how he know that from way over there though?
Because I asked for him earlier. I don't like, you know, sometimes people be talking and they be having that dragon, and I
Yeah.
be wishing that they don't
Let me
say
see that. Give me that.
A-E-I-O-U. You
You
ever
can't
notice
get
that?
Altoids no
Give me
shout
one.
out.
Yeah.
Altoids
And
cut
look,
that
that's
check.
so case in point, if somebody offer you, it's a public service announcement, they offer you a food, a breath mouth beverage, they're not suggesting that you have bad breath. It's just that your breath is so bad every time you yawn, your teeth duck.
Oh shit.
So take the gum.
all the Altoids.
Yeah, the outdoor. As a matter of fact, warm it up, put it in the microwave
But
for
you
10
gotta
seconds.
floss every day too though.
Yeah,
That's very important.
Some of y'all
Very
look like y'all brush our teeth with cement.
Or chewing rocks.
We got a damn comedy show in here tonight. Hey man, we was in a whole meeting, right? This is no lie. We was in a whole meeting. We at the conference room table and everything. So I'm not gonna even put the homie on blast like that. But I gotta put our producer on blast. He stops to me. He says, "Excuse me, paper." He called me paper. Listen, hold on. Excuse me. Hey, you come here for a second. Hey man, y'all step outside. Y'all excuse us for a second. So we come out the door. I'm like, what the fuck wrong, man? He said, "Open your mouth, nigga. Put this in that motherfucker and don't talk no goddamn more."
He told you that?
he told the other homie that.
Damn.
He told your partner that? God. He said basically what he said is his breath needed a whooping.
That's a friend though.
That's a real friend.
That's a real friend.
That's a friend.
That's a real friend.
Oh, you sitting there talking
Tell
to
me my shit out. Don't let me just be out here playing my mother. Tell me my shit out.
He stopped the whole meeting. I don't remember what the meeting was. What was the meeting about? Do you remember? You don't remember? Yeah, he stopped the whole meeting. He said, "Come here, come. Hey, y'all come outside." He said, "Listen, open your mouth."
Hey, I know y'all can't see what's going on behind this camera. They passing that box out towards the room. Niggas don't want that bullshit.
Man, look, I smoke cigars, but look, I smoke good cigars too.
What you smoking on, man?
This right here is a Rocky Patel Prohibition Mexican. They don't even make this no more.
Okay.
And they used to be $7 a stick. They're like $16 a stick, but I know where to get them, and I ain't gonna tell nobody.
Okay.
This one right here is I'm selfish as hell. Oh, this is a Rocky Patel. This is a 60-year anniversary. This stick right here is so good, bro. And I smoke Maduros. I smoke full mature leaves. The Maduros are the ones that they age for 7 to 9 years.
Right.
And this right here is El Fanal, and it's made by DBL, the people who used to make LFD. That cigar is one of the best cigars I ever smoked. And I ain't getting paid for this, but guess what? Y'all see this podcast, y'all gonna donate some money back to this podcast.
Yep. Yeah, shout out to my boy Ken Hamlin with the Rival cigar.
Rival. I saw Ken was in Legacy Cigars last night.
Yeah,
Ken still look like he could play. Like Ken still.
Like he just get out there.
We told him that. We told him that.
Yeah.
Ken been my boy for a long time, man. Shout out to Ken, man. When I went to Puerto Rico, man, I went to an old cigar shop in San Juan, and I bought a couple Nicaraguan cigars.
If you ever go back, man, I'll give you. I don't even care what you bring back. They had a guy roll some in Cuba, and they do it in Puerto Rico too. I went about 10 years ago, and when they rolled the tobacco, they gave me some aged tobacco, Maduros, but when he sealed it, he used honey. Bruh, you talking about pulling, and people ask me, like, why you smoke cigars? Not Mr. Trent. Man, I've been smoking since 96. Teach, who was Pet Bull's manager, I introduced him to Bun B when he was here for the first Super Bowl. He gave me my first stick, but here's the crazy part. Teach could cook. Like, if y'all ever go to Miami, real talk, he owns the world famous House of Mac. Bun literally helped him out by telling him when he was on that Gumball 3000, he had him make pans of food. This is how your friends empower each other. We on this podcast talking about everything, but it all leads back to helping people in business.
Facts.
He had the the big pans. Bun told him to cook, bring it to the hotel. He set up with the hotel and the bar. They had it on a table like this. And he said, just come eat. He told the people, I'm going to feed them. And I want you to see the reaction. Because he was trying to transition out of the music business. He came down, Eve's husband came down, the billionaire tycoon dude. He took 2 or 3 bites, opened up his wallet, and said, go get as much of this as you can get. He opened up a food truck. He built $1.8 million the first year in his food truck. And now he has 6 standalone locations to where he owns them now. Wow. So if you're ever in Miami, go to the world famous House of Mac. I do all this for my partners because it's just like with you with credit repairs. Just like you, I saw the truck driving thing. I was just like, look, man, you are servicing people, and I want to see people who look like me. That's why I like Jamaica. When I have problems when I go to Jamaica, I got to deal with people that look like me. So there's a different level of sensitivity and a different level of understanding. And I'm not doing business with you just because you're black. I'm doing business with you because you're black and you're doing business well.
That's a big difference.
Huge difference. That's like right now, everybody knows that 2 weeks ago I made the announcement that On the Level Promotions is back as a full-service marketing and promotions company with branding. And I talked to Tony Draper, who I went to high school with, Suave House. And Tony, man, I love you.
Shout out to Draper, man.
Draper getting ready to do some big things. Draper got an artist that's sick, but people don't know this. Draper deals with Cube day-to-day on business. So the big 3 and everything that Cube does, Drape has his hands in it. But more importantly, Drape manages Mount Westmore, which is Cube, Snoop, Too Short and 40.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
Yeah, Drake
not because of that, but Draper, come fuck with us on the show, man. Come on, we need to get you on, man.
And look what he said. Big baby, you spoke well on that podcast, and nigga, go back to doing what you love doing.
That's what's up, man. That's
Man, you a hell of an impersonator, man.
Then my friend, but you got to think, me, Draper, Face, Crazy C, Def Jam Blaster, we all went to Willow Ridge at the same time. Warren Lee, like Warren Lee
Shout
and
out to Warren
I can
Lee.
say this
Shout out
because
to Warren Lee, man.
hey, look, Warren
Santa
Lee,
Claus, what's up, baby?
that's Frederick Douglass.
yeah. Shout out to Warren, man, my guy.
Warren Lee was so cold he could start a car with a screwdriver quicker than he could with a key.
He told me that too.
Bro, he cold, bro. He was.
Now, he hell of a mechanic now. He
Yeah.
he hell of a he hell of a
can.
mechanic now.
He that uncle that can fix your whole car with some pliers
Oh no, he tough.
and a screwdriver.
And he gonna let
That's
you know
Warren
about
Lee.
it too.
Yeah, he gonna tell you it's raggedy or something. He gonna, let you know
about it.
Mike met Warren Lee because Mike was fixing Brad's. He was fixing Face's car because Face can't drive big cars. That's my dude. I know he gonna talk trash, but he ranked on me the other day. That dude told me I had on my cowboy boots, and he said, "Boy, look like your fist in your boots. Your bunion over there acting up." So now I'm getting you back. He can't drive, and he messed up his bumper kit, spare tire on the back of the truck. Mike fixed the car in the parking lot, and Warren Lee was there. And then they saw each other the next day by consequence, because Beto, Brad Davis, shout out to young Beto,
Shout out to Beto,
Shout
man.
out
the
to Beto.
underdogs. Hey, look here, the UGK alumni. That's
Vito,
my
I gotta
homeboy.
get you on the show, man. We supposed to rap, man. We gotta
Hey
get up on it.
man, look, and Beto was getting ready to. He's getting a car done over. He's doing a drop. He's doing the Eldorado over, and we almost had the business, but he had already paid somebody else. But the thing was, Warren Lee saw we meet with Mike the next day. He was like, "Lump, that's your homeboy." You know, he was whispering like a nigga couldn't hear him. He said he must be a good white boy because he hanging with you. I know he all right then. He said he stone cold fixed Face car in the parking lot at the goddamn football stadium with no lights. I don't know how he did it. I was like, man, my homeboy cold. Why you think I'm going into business with him?
Straight up.
Goddamn
Straight
Warren
up,
Lee,
man.
boy.
Motherfucking Warren. Warren be a good guest on the show, man. Warren got a lot of fucking
Warren
stories.
got
He
stories,
got
dog.
hell
Hey, he been around for so long, man.
Bro, I'm talking
He
about
been
from
around for so
the
long.
Rap A Lot, Death Row, Rage stories, Lady of Rage. Like, Warren
been
got
around.
stories.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, Warren been around.
And everybody love Warren.
Facts.
You can't help but I mean,
Yeah, you can't help but love him.
And then look, don't play with him, cause his hands in this conversation match. Like Warren got he got some 1-2s.
He ain't got no problem going at the top of the
Oh
dime.
no,
Not at
boy.
all.
He ain't got no problem getting out to it. now.
He tough.
He
Man, what's
got-
been up with you, man? What you got working on now, man? What's up with
Man,
Lump,
look,
man?
real talk. Draper talked me into going back, and I was doing it kind of like spot, but my homeboy always encouraged me. Beto literally was like, "Lump, good music gonna come back around, dog. Stay down, just stay down. Good music, because these people out here they don't know how to work records. You know how to work. Man, you got more contacts in your phone than all the record companies combined.
Facts.
Who can call N.O. Joe? Who can call Manny Fresh? Who can get on Mac 10? Who can get Mac 10 on the phone? David Banner pick up for you."
Damn, Mac 10. I ain't heard
So-
his name in so long.
Oh
Mac
yeah,
10!
we working on it right now, trying to get Mac 10 and DJ Rodney O and Joe Cooley to 50-15. So yeah, Mac is the homie, man. He'll tell you, Mac 10 is. He called me when he got ready to sign the Cash Money. Like that's my homeboy, man. And long over short, doing the full service now we're on the level, but I'm not just dealing with records. I'm taking what I learned with records and applying it to businesses. Like I get on the show. Yeah, I got my flyer for Zap Cameo, the SOS band, the clubs, Midnight Star and Club Nouveau, December
I'm
3rd.
going. We just bought a
Yeah,
box,
they just bought.
man.
And
I'm
look,
supporting you.
I'm gonna tell you who you supporting. This is a trip. Show you how people transition into business since we're talking about business. Rodney O from Rodney O and Joe Cooley, he's been doing concerts around the country for the past 20 years with my homeboy Wes.
Okay.
The relationships that I secured in the music business, because I worked for Priority at the time, Wes said, "Yo," because he got little bitty dude. "Yo, I got you. Send me an invoice." I just do the street promotions. I still pass out flyers. "Oh, you don't do that, Lump. It's electronic now." And I want you to keep thinking like that. And the reason why is that social media has taught us how to do everything but be social. So now as a result,
That's a fact.
Yeah, damn.
I go back hand to hand. I get to meet people. Everybody talks about business cards. Oh, they have electronic business cards. The best way for me to start a conversation is to open up my wallet and give somebody a card. They might throw it away, but printing costs are so cheap because y'all done messed the market up. Thank you. I can get 1,000 business cards from Nice for a couple of dollars. I done met 1,000 people. If 3 people call me back out of 1,000, I still done made more money than you clowns, because when you on Instagram and you scrolling, you get caught up and you go down the black hole. Y'all don't know how to use the tools. Jay-Z, Beyonce, they tweet and the world stops. They might tweet maybe once a month. My thing is this. There's nothing wrong with the different tools. The thing is, how do you use them?
I don't know.
That's my point.
I'll
People
be the
don't.
first to tell you.
So now that's where I come in now with On the Level Marketing and Promotions. I show my brands how to expand their audience. I give them a fact sheet. What are you doing now for marketing? Who's doing it for you? How consistent are you? What do you expect for me to do for you? How do we get there together? I'm trying to expand your brand. Stay where you are. Keep the foundational core beliefs of what you're doing there. Most companies don't even have a mission statement. Most of these cats put together companies doing COVID, and I ain't mad at the hustle. You got your money, you set up the fake LLC, but make it work for you. Turn it into something that you can do and get real business lines of credit. But stop giving up all the game online. And I'm gonna tell you why. They get online and they start talking about Navy, Navy Federal Credit Union and all of that. Now we got to wait 2 or 3 days to set the account up. Now they don't want to give out the loans because y'all getting the money and ain't even paying it back. Like you don't do business like that. You work credit. So guess what? You find somebody, you get them fixed, and then they go out and do something stupid again.
That's why I really don't do it as much. I do it. It's not a business anymore to me because I tell people now, like, if you coming to me for fixing your credit, man, I can tell you what to do, and you can be just as efficient as I am. The difference is I have a full staff.
And you're consistent.
And I'm consistent.
That's the key to it.
I've been doing it for 20 plus years, basically. So I'm consistent with it. But one of the issues, you have so many of these people that have given out false expectations online. And I listen to them. And there's a guy, and I'm not going to knock him, right? Because I actually reached out to him, and he got my message. And I know once I reached out to him, he started to change his program because I'm like, listen, one of my partners like, man, you should do this, dude. You should do what he doing. You should do what he doing.
No.
He getting millions on this. And I'm like, I got 4 points in the feds. I can't get away with what he get away with.
Right.
He's really sitting here telling you how to do this, and that shit is
sketchy.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I had to call up one of the homies and was like, hey, man, I know that's your man. You know what I'm saying? Do you know dude down here? I actually made like 4 or 5 phone calls before I got to him. He was like, why? I said, he on his way to the feds.
Wow.
And I said, I don't want to see that for him.
No, he
honestly took a quick step back and rearranged his program. And I was like, damn, I felt so good about that. You know what I mean? Because this was 2 years ago. And I'm like, my dude, you on your way to feds.
Hey, man, look, this is a good thing, man. People always talk about when you know better, you do better, or life gives you all these lessons. Here's the thing. You just said 2 things, Black, that have transitioned me and why God has slapped me for the past 7 years. People are not consistent, and then your character speaks volumes. I don't care first of all, can't nobody come and tell me nothing bad about you. I know y'all. Like, not just on this camera. The reason why this conversation is flowing is because we really have real life experiences together. Right. But reputation is what they say about you. Character is who you is when ain't nobody looking.
Say that again, because a lot of people don't understand.
Character is what they say about you. But reputation is what people say about you. Mm-hmm. The they crowd. When I get to heaven, I'm going to ask God, who in the hell is they? Well, they have said. Just tell me you don't want me to know who told you because you know I'm going to pop them in the mouth. I don't care about they and what they have to say because if they can't be named, then they don't exist.
I can't stand this shit, though.
I can't.
Who is, man?
Bro, but your character, Miss Jefferson told me, the gentleman who I told you had passed away, Mr. Jefferson, John Jefferson, his wife, Miss Willie Jefferson, she said, baby, I need you to do the right thing when ain't nobody looking.
Big facts.
That's what your character is. That's who you are. That's not what they say they can talk. She said, baby, Jesus came to save the world, and they assassinated him. He still got the glory 3 days later if you believe what we believe. But here's the thing. His character, one thing they can't say about him, even if you don't believe him as a realistic story and you look at the Bible as a fictitious book, his character remained the same.
Through it all.
I believe him because I tried him for myself. Right. Yeah, I'm God's preacher, but I'm a different kind of preacher. I went to seminary. I graduated from U of H, and then I graduated from the Academy School of Biblical Studies, and then I went to Faith Seminary in Tacoma.
Preach.
But my thing is this. I have a relationship with him.
Right.
For many years, I thought that I couldn't preach, and I'm going to tell you how that dirty they did me, Dre. When I finally transitioned out in 08, when I finally just said, it ain't no more money in this. Well, actually, 10 is when I transitioned out because 08 is when the digital media went crazy, and that's when digital came, and they couldn't figure it out. I went from making $30,000 a month on retainers from record companies down to $3,000 a month. So it went from, you know, you got to think, it literally went from 30, 20, 15, then it went all the way down to 5. It skipped to 10 a month. But they still want to send me the same number of records. I was like, nah, y'all crazy as a Chinese Mexican. Ain't no way.
That's Chinese Mexican. So hold on, let's stop right there. Let me, because I'm curious. Like, you know, you see, Dre got a movie on Tubi right now called The Bricks. Have you had an opportunity to check
Man, I
it?
saw a trailer on it somewhere.
Yeah, The Bricks, man. Check that out. Y'all go support
It's
the
on
homie on The
Tubi?
Bricks.
It's on
Yeah,
Tubi.
it's called The Bricks, man. It's on
All right.
the recommended. It's on the most popular. So
Oh, straight
Shout
up?
out to
Oh, so
Trey.
that's a good show.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Shout
why
out
you
to
got
Trey on
that,
them.
them heavy gold accessories on. Okay, I see.
Yeah, he working clean.
Yeah.
So the reason I bought that about,
We got another from our producer, y'all.
yeah, he's good. Okay. But the reason I bought that about is because I was speaking to something. We had High C on, and and
I
High
saw
C
that was a
said-
great interview too.
He was like, what is breaking a record now? How do you, I hear so many talented people. I get music, and you know, people always say, "Can you get this to Jay? Can you get this to Jazz? Can you get this?" I'm like, man, I don't know. Listen, man, I don't listen to it first. Listen, man, I don't know music. I figured out at this point, I don't know it. So
How do you do it?
How do you
break a
do it? I
record
mean,
now?
how do people get on now? I don't get it.
The
I mean,
internet.
You broke so many records. You've been around so long, man. Like
Yeah.
the game has changed so much. Like where you at today with breaking records? Like he's trying to ask, like, what is the process now? Because I would love
Process
to know.
is this, seriously. The tools and the platforms have made it to where what has to happen now, every artist literally needs to take care of his brand. And this is what I mean. Just because you're an artist doesn't mean that you have a brand.
Facts.
But you're going to have to treat it like it's a business. It ain't no more, I'm on the corner, I found out I can do poetry well, so I can rap real good. I'm going to go holler at you, Black, because you got some change and you want to invest it, and you might get your money back, and it really ain't no loss, because maybe I'm thinking back in our day, BC, before we grew up, that maybe your money, you know, it kind of came kind of quick. So if the homie can waste $100,000 on me, basically you were a bank and they knew it, and even though they didn't know it was a bank, because that's all a record company is just a bank, they could literally basically waste your money or your time, and if you got your money back, cool, but if you didn't get it back, it was all right. Now, whereas you could write that off if you work at a record company, a major, but my partner on the street who hustling and got a whole bunch of different streams of income, he can't write that off as a loss if he doesn't have the right accounting system set up. So here's where we are today. We fast forward now. It went from that to having a record deal. The record deals are cool until you found out that you got 20 points on the album. You get back 20% out of a $1, you get 20 cents out of $1. Now, in order for you to recoup, that is to pay back the record company, if they give you $100,000 to actually make the album, and out of that $100,000, you got to make your album, get the tracks, get the album together, mix, master, features, everything straight. Then whatever's left over, that's how the artists live. They live off their money until the shows kick in. And then if your single don't hit or your record sale don't hit, what happens now is you have to put out another album. They believe in you. So what happens is you get another loan. They give you another. This time, say they gave you $200 because the record company did good that year. Other artists sold, so they give your budget more money. But now you got to recoup. But here's the catch. That 20 points that you make off of your album, you don't make that 20 point. You don't make that 20 percentage or that 20, those 20 points until they pay for all of the flyers, till they pay for all of the mailing, all of your pictures, all of that flying, all of them promotional shows for the radio station, all of that, even right now today, all of that costs to get on these blogs. It costs. You get your 20% of that money back after you get your 80. So basically, you got to make all your money back from them. Once you recoup all of your money, then they can start seeing the pluses. How does that work today? Fast forward to 2022. Now, Black then seen and Dre have seen everybody else try to do it, and it's a bunch of cats out here who can rap, and they dope.
Yeah.
But guess who's winning right now? Perfect example. The one who's winning and the one who impresses me right now is Toby. He's
Toby,
self-contained.
Shout out to Toby, man.
Yeah.
I
We need to
watched
get Toby
Toby.
on the show.
Look here, man.
We need that contact too.
And guess what he didn't
What up?
do? He's a good dude, bro. I think I was in the same place that he was once, but here's my thing. I don't have to know you to celebrate you, Black man, simply
facts.
because this is what he did. He said, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to bet on me. I'm going to put my money together. I'm going to figure this out. But during that time, he was setting up his infrastructure. He realized, look, I can make some money if I tour. So let me use the analytics from Facebook. Let me use the analytics from Instagram. Let me use the analytics from Twitter, because you can get that if you set up a business account properly. Mm-hmm. And let me figure out where all my shows are going. Let me get Spotify numbers. Let me get YouTube numbers. Let me put all this down on a piece of paper. So now he's doing everything as an artist that you would have had to do as a record label. Mm. So what does an artist have to do now? They got to be like Toby. Mm. They got to do their own work. Then they see how much this stuff costs. So now you're not going to be so quick to give away that T-shirt. It's got to mean something to you. I've been talking about branding forever. Dre, you've seen this phrase forever. I used to put it on posters. I had a sticker, a yellow sticker with black writing with my logo. And I would put the sticker on the display because I had to do my homework. What does that mean? I had to go into the retail store, Sam Goody, Sound Waves, Top Hits, Serious Sound, Stick Horse, and I had to figure out, how do I get my display up there?
Not one of those are around. That's what I was just
None of them. Marquetta just closed down.
God damn.
Look,
Best Buy killed a lot of that shit too.
Yeah, Best Buy did, and Walmart. But here's the deal: if you are under 35 years old, you'd never have to buy a CD
ever.
Wow, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's a big age too, man. Because I mean, I ain't seen a CD in shit.
Me and Mike, my business partner, I went over to Harvey Loves the other day. We had Kane in from the Yin Yang Twins. Kane laid down 4 bangers. Let me tell y'all something. Don't think it's just a whistle while you twerk Yin Yang Twins. Kane, this boy got some heat rocks. And here's the deal. He's already got a platform, so now all he has to do is make great music. His fans are going to come back in. But my point is, now what do? Now you take all these analytics, you put everything together, and now you got to bet on yourself. Oh, I'm doing records in Chicago? Let me go to Chicago and either find a promoter or get a club, show them this stuff, and let's partner up. Let's partner up, baby. Let's partner up, man. Look, I got this many people. I'm selling these records over here. Let's do something here. Let me do a pop-up shop here. But I'm popping up. Now I'm selling merch. Now I got a T-shirt. Don't know, but everybody try to figure out, like, why did you do this? I wanted to be there when I wasn't there. Mm-hmm. I made my bags because DJ Screw, my partner, he was at the car show selling mixtapes. Literally mixtapes. And every time they bought a $10 tape from him, I gave them a bag full of major label product. I couldn't sell it because it says for promotional use only, not for sale. It is free. But that bag that's got my logo on it is $5 and empty it for what you want to do.
Work.
So I did that, and I was able to do it. So you got to do that as an artist. Merch is cool. Merch is low overhead. Even if the overhead is a little higher, fans now want quality. Mm-hmm. So now what they do is, if Boss Hog, look at y'all not trying to sell to everybody.
No, facts.
Y'all trying to sell to the right people.
To their core group.
And because they're going to spend the bread.
But that's how it worked, though. Like, doing the clothing line, that should show me something. Like, you have a core group of people that's going to forever spend. Like, Slim going to forever have fans. Like,
without music.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's carried, I mean, to me, him and Kiki has done the best job. Well, Paul, too, I guess. You can throw Paul in there.
Paul because of Mike Frost, bro. Yeah. Look,
I mean,
man.
You know who else
has done the best job?
I'll tell you who else has done
staying relevant over all these years.
I ain't mean to cut you off because I agree with you. I think I tell you who's done, who has a cult fan base, but is not, yeah, fuck it. I mean, I wish he was more of a businessman. Fucking Devin, man.
Oh, yeah.
No, he is.
Fucking cult fan base.
No, bro.
But he sticks to his cult fan base.
That's it. He ain't going outside.
And so, it's like, I got to applaud him for that. Shout out to Rico and Devin on that.
He got the beer. He got the barbecue sauce. He deals in the THC world. This is what I learned. And I'm about to say
I didn't even know that shit.
Yeah, he got
I didn't even know that.
Devin one of the most talented artists ever come out.
Yeah, well, not only that. At the show the other night.
I didn't even know that.
Too Short and DJ Quick was jamming to Devin. Like, I'm going to tell you what I wish I would have heard. Bro, Devin, I know I'm being retarded. Rico, forgive me. But if I could freaking hear the album that Dr. Dre and Devin had, say, man.
I heard like 4 cuts off of that album.
Yeah. Bruh.
That was a nice album. I hate that didn't come out.
Man.
As a matter of fact, I heard
don't say it.
Yeah.
If you got to think about it, don't say it. For real. Don't say it. I already know what you about to go. Don't say it.
I'm not going to even go there.
But my point is, don't say that.
Go ahead.
And shout out to Jay Prince, because Jay Prince gave me my first plaque. Me and Big D, we worked do or die in 15 markets, and Big D structured the paperwork. He taught me something. Everybody talk about Jay this and Jay that. Jay honors paperwork, and Jay is an honorable man. Whatever you get whatever you negotiate on paper, Jay honors the paperwork.
Yeah.
So when people talk about this and that, no, he's just a man of loyalty and principles.
Facts.
That man literally gave me, we worked 15 markets. I got 15 plaques. Well, I stole Red Boy plaque because I got 2. That's why you have to get another plaque, Red Boy, for Do or Die. I took your name off and changed
Shout
it.
out to International
I can
Red.
tell that.
He International Red now.
No, I ain't Red Boy. I ain't doing that.
Yeah, you ain't doing that either. I still call nigga Red. That nigga told me on the phone, hey, International Red. And I said, Red Boy, where the fuck they do
Man,
that at?
please. Yeah, we not doing that.
Red big, man. Y'all better
Mama
get
called
his
him Red.
car,
I'm going to call him
man.
Red. But he honored that paperwork. And then, look, I had an issue one time. And Jay said, man, look, this is a true story. My little brother, I'd hired my little brother to put up posters in Fifth Ward. It was for the Ghetto Twins right after Misco had got hired.
Wow.
So we putting up, he stays in Fifth Ward. He stayed right off of Lowndes.
Okay.
So he's putting up the Ghetto Twins posters. And he went out the next morning. He was like, damn, why all the posters down? And then he seen Fifth Ward Boys posters up. So we in the sniping wars. Sniping is when you put the posters up. It's all illegal. The city can find you. We used to have to
Facts.
run from the police.
Facts.
But my little brother was like, man, you niggas keep taking down he stuttered too when he get nervous. Man, these niggas keep taking down the damn posters and you pay me and I know I took the picture, but nigga look like I ain't done nothing. I said, well, you know me, yeah, nigga, take them down. Nigga, put up small posters. So he did that. So I get to Jamaica one night. Spook, Renier, Red Boy, Lump, y'all playing, man. Y'all playing, man. Y'all gonna get beat up. Who? Y'all playing, man. So then Chief get involved. So what happened now, me, Big D, and my little brother, we in D Delta 88 going down Lowndes, Lockwood, snatching our posters, putting our posters up. And this is the crazy part. Jay was like, Chief came to Jamaica, that was on a Sunday. And Chief name is Tony Randall. I can say that now because it's on the back of the CDs. Well,
shout out to Chief.
Chief is a homeboy, man. Look, his cousin is Omar Randall. Omar is from where I'm from in L.A. We from the same section of the city, if you understand what I'm saying. And he was like, yeah, cuz, just do what you got to do, homie. Don't even worry about it, man. I'm going to talk to Tony. Everything's going to be good because you're a comrade out here. We don't play that, man. So, and then when they went to L.A., they used to deal with the 60s.
Yeah.
Sleep in them. Like, Sleep used to put his legs under my Auntie Thelma table. You feel me? So it's like, there's a lot of connections to the lot, but I was just coming out of college. All they know, again, this California accent, these glasses, I guess they thought I was fold up soft. Ain't nothing soft about me but my
Powder
socks.
puff.
Yeah, really.
Shout out to CJ Mack.
CJ Mack, powder puff. So look, this is what happened. Then Jason, Big D had me out there on the crash test dummy mission, man. He had me on some, man, just keep putting the posters up, Lump. Come on, Lump, just put the posters up. So then Chief said, hey, man, Jay want to talk to you. I just heard stories about the compound and people getting, touched in the compound. I was like, man, I'm not going over there, dog. He was like, Lump, we got to go. Jay, my homeboy. I was like, well, his homeboys ain't my homeboys. They talking about whooping me. You hear me? So over some posters, I said, it's all illegal, homie. I said, D, I don't take rat packs. I take fades, but I don't take rat packs. I got metal woodpeckers. They only go one direction. But then D say, but we only got 3 guns. They got a whole army. I was like, yeah, you're right.
You wasn't going in there with no guns
hell
anyway,
no.
though.
No, but hold on.
Shit.
This is a true story. If I'm lying, I'm flying. I had a Jan Sport backpack. You know how them backpacks had the pencil thing on the back, and then they had the big zipper?
Yeah.
And they had the pencil thing?
Mm-hmm.
I cut it and put my 9mm behind it. And I had my staple gun in front. So when I walked up them, then I'm thinking I walked up them black-ass marble stairs.
Oh, you went in the front part.
Bro,
You didn't go to the
man,
back
and then
door.
Phil was downstairs whining. I said, man, that's my stable gun. I opened it up. He didn't see behind it. I had my gun back there. So I went to the
Hey,
bathroom.
Phil, you fired, man.
I went to
Phil,
the
you fired,
No,
man.
Phil didn't know, man. I'm a California slick dude, bro. So I put the gun in my back. I'm just like, and actually I did put it in my back. I put it in the front. And so Jay was like, yeah, man, I think we got a little problem, man. Them boys say y'all taking down posters, man. Y'all know that's the war, man. Come on, D. I looked at D. D looked at me. Everybody quiet. They looking at me. I was like, well, Mr. Prince. I said, Mr. Smith. Because it was Jazz. That's before he changed his name back
Wow,
to
this
his dad.
had to be
I
in
said,
the early
it was the 90s. It was right when
Right.
Do or Die
Right,
came.
right.
So all of a sudden, he said, so wait. So how many of it is y'all tearing up Fifth Ward with these posters? It's just y'all 3? against my whole squad. Y'all beating my whole. He said, I see what the problem is. That man don't even worry about it. Then all of a sudden he said, D, have you heard this record? Pew. Jay had the flyest sound system in the world up in his office with that big old metal stainless steel table. Do you want to ride in the backseat of my caddy? We had just left Chicago. Do or Die was hotter than fish grease.
Fucking right.
All of a sudden, AK comes from behind a desk from a door or something. Hey, what's up, big boy? And Jay said, man, y'all know each other? And D said, yeah, man, we been in Chicago. I said, man, these dudes work, bro. I said, these dudes got their own tape. He had a big old Nike bag. He passing out them Po Pimp singles. George is from George's Music Room in Chicago, the #1 black independent retailer. David Anderson from 713 VIP. George is his uncle. People don't know that George is from Fifth Ward, and that's why the Rap-A-Lot side is so strong in Chicago.
Yeah.
So what happened was, D negotiated. He was like, man, y'all know each other? So it went from me thinking I'm supposed to get whooped up at Rap-A-Lot to us getting the job because my partner showed me how to negotiate. And we wound up getting that thing. And D had it set up in a contract that every increment of gold, 500,000 records that are sold, we would get plaques for our team. My first plaque came from Mr. James Prince from Rap-A-Lot Records with Do or Die.
Yes, sir.
Work, man.
That's a dope story.
No shit. We
'Cause I fuck with Do or Die
we
tough
got
back
a lot
then,
of rap history up here, though.
Fucking right, man. This
Man.
man been around for a minute, man.
Yeah.
Man took me to Baby House. I fuck with it.
Yeah.
I hate I missed that one.
Hey, man, I ain't
It was
gonna
at the
lie.
height of, it was a time, man. Like I said, memories never go away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when you remember something like it just never go away. So me and Lump ain't seen each other in many, many moons like until not too long ago.
Yeah, till we went to the Slim birthday.
Yeah.
I thought wasn't Lump up here on Slim Show?
Nuh-uh, I ain't never been Slim on it, man.
When
And
Slim
look,
did his show up here, I thought you was
Let
here.
me look into the camera. hey, to the Boss Hog Outlaw, the Boss Life. Say, bro, if y'all don't give me some 2XLT or some 3XLT t-shirts, bro, y'all hating on big dudes, bro. Real talk.
We kind of are because everybody in our crew small.
So that's racist. That's prejudice.
Get in the gym.
Now, I am in the gym, but bro, my bone structure, man.
Did you tell Louis that?
I'm bummed.
Louis ain't making no 3Xs.
I ain't wear Louis. I wear on the
Right,
level.
right.
But I want to wear Boss Hog. I don't even want them for free.
You just said you about to
You
lose
heard
40
the
more
man
pounds.
said he gonna buy. My uncle used to say, I ain't begging and buying.
I ain't
I ain't begging and crying. I'm begging and buying.
Boy.
Goddamn, you gotta come on with it, Dre. You
Yeah,
bullshit.
Dre, you over there, man. You
So
know
y'all come on with it. Put them brown sodas down.
No, bro, I'm not doing that, bro. But
Hey
guess
man,
what?
listen, we just had I'm not a concert. We had a podcast last night with Dr. Johnson on mental health, and she was bringing some of the terms in. We talked about gaslighting, which
Oh,
is
wow.
something like what Dre is trying.
Yeah, trying to
he's
tell
basically
gaslighting.
trying to
Yeah, he's trying to
shame
pivot
us
for being big.
I'm trying to-
into putting down brown sodas like you're better than us because
I'm
you
trying-
don't drink soda.
You know, at one
You
point.
drink coffee?
That's a form of
No, never
gaslighting.
had coffee in my life.
What was that you drinking from?
Tea.
Oh, my bad.
But I don't drink no coffee. I never had coffee in my life. But you've been knowing me a long time.
Yup.
I used to be a big dude.
You wasn't that big, Dre.
I was bigger than this. I was 220-something pounds.
But Dre, you was on the strict program when you was on vacation, bro.
I
Come
mean,
on,
right.
man.
But I've been home 3 years now, still on that program.
That's because you. How long was you gone? How long was you in college?
7.
See,
Yeah.
that don't count. So teaching is repetition.
Yeah.
So you still in the repetitive stage right now.
I don't know. I lost mine. Hell,
Because I worked out with him down there.
I
so-
was working out with Drake.
I worked
and
out
I
with him
figured
down
out,
there. And he
like,
ain't look like that. He was hooping in some more shit.
yeah,
I remember when. I know. Yeah, he used to look like. He around here wearing them little medium shirts
It's
too.
a state of mind.
Yeah,
You know
he
what
was
I'm saying?
He was wearing them
State of
little
mind.
medium
It's a
shirts.
state of mind.
I ain't gonna lie though, it feel good to be in a 2XLT. Boy, look here.
You in the
boy.
2X now, love work. Hey, I'm a fan of good work, baby.
Y'all look good, man. You know what I'm saying? But y'all
Fan
can
of
do a
good
little
work,
bit
man.
better.
Hey, before I get to these strolls, man, because we haven't talked about. We've really been having a conversation.
Right.
But let's get to business of how many artists you've actually worked with,
Man.
I think people, if they don't know, they don't know. Let's talk about
Literally.
some of these artists
On the
you've
level.
worked
I got
with.
to take my
because
first bathroom break. Excuse me.
You've worked with some of everybody. Really?
Hell yeah.
You gonna pull a me on the show?
I can't help it. I've been drinking green tea, bro. That shit running right through.
Are you going to shit?
Hell no.
Oh, okay, go ahead, man. I'm just like, I know you're not gonna sit and take a shit in the middle of the podcast.
think I was going to use y'all style?
So
Yeah,
you
don't
trying to
use
say?
my
Wait,
style,
you trying to
man.
say
Leave it alone.
we going in the handicap style? That's all right. He walking fast too. He walking that dookie walk. He got that dookie walk. He trying to squeeze
Can't
that thing
believe he
together.
taking a shit in the middle of the show.
That's
Hey man,
terrible,
but go ahead and tell our audience some of the
On the level marketing and promotions, I have to say this first. That Tony Draper at Suave House gave me my first account. Actually, my first major account, which was Suave House on Relativity Records. Before that, these two dudes don't get enough credit. Mystical was on a label called Big Boy Records. Big Boy Records was before or right at the time of Cash Money and No Limit, but Big Boy had the better artists. They had Mystical, Black Menace, Partners in Crime, G Slim, the Ghetto Twins. They had Sporty T. They had Silky. They had Insane. They had Fiend was on Big Boy. My homeboy Chuck, who was from New Orleans, I met him in 1977 when he came to L.A. And Chuck Temple was he was a visionary, and he had the artists. And if I'm lying, go call, Robert Gilliam, and he'll tell you who was picking up $1 million checks.
Let's shout out to Robert Gilliam, man. We're gonna have
Mr.
to get Rob
Gilliam
on
is
the show.
yeah, you do.
We've talked to him. He's been up here like 5 times.
Mr. Gilliam has a great perspective, and he's understanding and he's figuring out this NFT space. NFT, people say it like they know what it means, but it means non-frangible token. And speaking of NFT, I'm going on an event. Beto has a NFT function in Vegas. In Miami, December the 4th, and he's releasing an unreleased track on an artist on a group that we know. I ain't gonna say no more than that because there's gonna be some hate when it comes. But when I tell you it's gonna do well in that space, and he's partnered up with LeBron James NFT company, and it's gonna be beautiful. But back to Chuck. Chuck literally didn't get a lot, and another artist, and I'm gonna say this out loud. Fiend and Mystical really didn't say enough about Chuck. When they did the documentary, they did it on Unsung. They did it Unsung for Mystical, and they actually paid me for one of my pictures too to use on the show. But my point is, the reason that a lot of our history is messed up with working these records and these artists is simply because the people who are in control right now, a lot of them have jealous hearts, and they won't tell you their humble beginnings. So as a result, they try to rewrite history starting with them. They just try to literally negate everything that happened before them. And the reason why people keep making the same dumbass mistakes is because they're not looking at what happened. So they perpetuate, and they're in a perpetual motion on making the same mistakes. So Chuck had that. He had Big Boy Records. And then after Big Boy Records, that was my first independent label. And look, this is the crazy part. Big D got us both $4,000. $2,000 a month for him, $2,000 a month for me to work Big Boy. This is when I learned the power of merchandise. One month, my homeboy got mad. Mind you, me and Chuck was in the same gang in L.A. He moved back to New Orleans when he got in trouble. I moved to Texas when I got in trouble. And my partner D that I told you about, the best solution to a bad situation is a good funeral. He moved to Northern California. Well, what happens is, Chuck didn't want to pay me. It's my homeboy. You know how you wait for your homeboy. Your homeboy try to hold you out sometimes. So he tried to hold me out, and he was like, I ain't paying y'all niggas this month. I said, that's cool. I said, the Mystical shirts you got in there, though, and them boxes that you giving away every day, let me take them on the road on the weekends when we go do shows. I was selling them shirts for $20 to $30, and then I was slick. I would only put 2 on the table and keep the other ones under. I only got one shirt left. It's $40. I sold that one shirt for $40 all night long. Oh yeah, I was a gangster. Like, I'm gonna hustle. Yeah. So then what happens is, I come back to the office. I done ran through 5 boxes because that's at the time when you could put your stuff on Southwest Air Cargo and Delta Dash back then, so it could fly on the plane with me.
Right.
Even if they charged me for it, I paid a little funky $20 for the luggage. I come back with a yank roll, not even a bank roll. I'm talking about a yank roll. Chuck, how much you got into them shirts? I got a couple of hundred. Here you go. What you doing? What you mean, what am I doing? You're not paying me this month. I sold your shirts and gave you back your money. No, bro, we need this. No, you've been giving them away.
Facts.
I had to learn, like, you have to make yourself viable. You have to let people know in this business what you bring to you have to know your value, and you also have to know your worth.
That's a life lesson, though. That's a life, not
you
just
have
business.
to know your value, and you have to know your worth. And then, look, once you understand your value, now you know what you're worth, then you add taxes. It's that simple.
Facts.
If you're not willing to do that, then get out the game. I don't care what business you're in. You got to know your value, then you know what you're worth, then add taxes. I didn't say tax somebody to where it was unbelievable, but if the state pay taxes, if the state charges you taxes, you ought to charge somebody else and pass along that whole little situation to them. And my point is, I got with Chuck. I understood my value. I knew what I was worth. Then once I had Big Boy and Relativity, Tony did something for me that I couldn't do for myself. Everybody wanted to know who was working Mystical and who was working Suave House. I was working both of them. So now, when I used to have to go to the clubs and they would frown at me because I was working independent because they had all the major labels, the dudes who had the major labels was lazy. I'm out working these dudes, bro. Wherever Slim and them was at, I was there before them. Dre will tell you that.
Facts.
So I worked them, Black. Like, I had every major account, from Rockefeller to Universal to Interscope to Atlantic. I got Def Jam after Ace didn't want them no more because New York tried to come down here and put a division between Ace and I. And my response to Ace was this: they have to leave and we have to live here. So when your people come in town, I'm not gonna put poster boards all up in front of the club. I'm gonna let you live and eat. When my people come to town, let me do the same thing. Now, some of the team that we had with us, they was battling it out because they knew I paid bonuses. If you really ran down the street with them and if you really made an impression, here you go. I think I'm probably one of the only dudes at that time who had a company who was giving out Christmas bonuses. I was making some money, bro. So I literally sold, let's just say this, I worked every single major record company with the exception of Def Jam, and then I got it later on. And then Sam Crespo lied on me to Fat Joe because Slim and Fat Joe performed downtown at that across the street from the Hard Rock Cafe in that outside venue. You remember that? I got pictures of you with that, Dre.
Downtown?
Downtown, where it's like light blue and green. It's, huh?
Wasn't the House of Blues, was it? No.
Not the House
That's
of
not
Blues.
House of
It's
Blues.
over
That
there
came
by
later.
where they play. They have a movie theater and the Hard Rock Cafe is down there. Not that where the aquarium is, but that place it's still down there now. It's across from where the where they do the ballet shit at. It's
Not Discovery Green,
not Discovery Green, but it's down at the end.
Yeah, I know you're talking about the arena, not the arena theater. It's called
I forgot what
the
it's
Verizon
called.
Theater now, ain't it?
Yeah, like where the Verizon Theater was, right across the street from
I
that.
know, yeah, I know.
Oh,
yeah.
But it was outside.
Not Buffalo, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
okay,
look,
yeah,
I had
yeah,
to
know
put
what
up
you're talking
Slim posters because Slim was performing.
about. Okay.
And Fat Joe had came. Interscope, Adam, you remember Adam? He worked for Interscope with the braids. He made sure that we had poster boards because poster boards was a thing.
Yeah.
That shit wasn't effective, but that's what the record labels want. So I had to poster all the downtown because wherever Slim came in at, they had to see their stuff because Slim had been touring, and so he knew what the street team, the level of expectation was. So I had to kill downtown. We killed downtown. I had like 5 boxes of poster boards. These big 24 by 36 poster boards, platinum, already platinum. Fat Joe only had 2 boxes. They'd only send me like a box and a half. So Fat Joe was like, "Yo, Lum, who did Yo B, who did Slim Thug's work?" I said, "I did, Joey." My God, man, you got the Don out here looking real bad, man. I only got a few posters out here, B.
Hey,
I
man,
said,
this
Joey.
nigga tough with these impersonations, man. You tough.
He said, yeah, B, man, I look kind of, I look kind of bad. I know this is Slim Thug's town, B, but what's happening? I said, man, they only sent me a box and a half of poster boards. So Sam Crespo, and I'm calling names, like me, I'm going to put an address on it. Sam was my homeboy. In New York, worked for Atlantic, cool. But he didn't want to look bad in front of his office, so he threw me under the bus. They fired me that Monday. I called Joe back. I said, Joe, you got me fired, dog. I'm going to talk to Sam for you, man. We're going to sit down and we're going to work it out. I was like, I don't even want their little funky-ass money no more. I said, I'm going to knock, whoever they hire, I'm snatching all their stuff down if I don't know them. It was a war for me.
Y'all was having
Poster
poster
wars.
wars.
I was
No, I remember one
These
time,
niggas having poster wars.
Steve Rifkin didn't pay us at Loud one time. They had like sending us product for like 3 months in a row. They didn't pay us. I stayed in the apartments over off O'Mara off of Stella Link, in between Stella Link and Maine. So yeah, I was in the hood.
When was this?
This was in the late '90s. I had just graduated from college.
Well,
you already know what it
doing
was.
some- yeah, you was working
it was a little
clean over there.
Yeah. So we had them little bitty garbage cans. Not the full size like big ass garbage cans. They had like the shorter ones. I said, these dudes, I just come out the streets. I was used to making money, but now I'm making clean money. So after Florida got caught with that $1.5 million in the, got him up with Florida beat some. That Floyd raised me, surrounded by Sound Florida, across the street from over here.
Yeah.
Well, he got caught up.
Florida's right on the other side.
There you go. Right. Yeah, Well, what happened was they were sending me all that product, man, Dre, and they ain't want to pay me for 3 months. I'm college educated, 2 degrees, 3 degrees now. I said, all right, y'all don't want to pay? I know how to hurt a record company. You done send me all your product for 3 months on all your artists. Fat Joe was on the label at one point in time, Mobb Deep, Big Pun. I put all that shit in the dumpster and set it on fire and took a picture and sent it to him. I said, if y'all don't send me my money, bro, I'm coming to New York. I wasn't playing with the people about my money, bro. Because people in New York, and I love them now, but at the time, yes, the Mecca, yes, the capital of hip hop. But what you're not getting ready to do, I'm a man. I don't sit down when I pee, and you ain't gonna play with my money.
You know, this is the thing a lot of people don't realize, man. If you rewind shit back to like I go back to like 88 to 90.
That's before
98.
my time. That's before my
I'm
time.
gonna go to
graduated high
88
school,
to
man.
98. Matter of fact, I can't really go all the way to 98 because where Jay earned his respect at in the whole industry was. I applaud the guys out of New York because what they did when this hip hop shit came, it was like a drug. They deployed all of their DJs, all of their people all over the country.
They sure
and if
did,
you wasn't
bro.
listening to their shit, you was whack. So they gaslighted everybody to say, this is what hip hop's supposed to be, only New York.
Yeah.
And fuck that shit y'all got in y'all city, everybody, whether it be Houston, LA, St. Louis, Memphis, everybody else shit was whack. And they were basically the DJs in damn near all the major markets.
And even if they
so
weren't,
they pushed they shit.
they made it to where the only way that we'll give you a pass is if we give you an approval. And that shit was crazy because Jay even talks about y'all had Jay on here. Did y'all have Jay
We
on
just
here?
had Jay on. Yeah, we had put
Okay.
that one up.
I saw Jay talking about somebody on somebody's podcast. I don't know who it was, but what he said was he literally had to break through New York and like make them understand that we not gonna bend. This is who we are. And that's how come I stood on my nuts when I got out there. And it was simply because I made Houston popular. I was going to Miami before Cass was going to Miami. I was going to the Eden Rock when they was remodeling it. When the Fountain Blue, I was doing that in the 90s. So what a lot of these guys are doing now, I done that. So when I was one of the first people in the country to do a listening party. Crazy C told me to do that. Simon Cullins, DJ Revolution. Simon said, look, Lump, do a listening party, and then when you do the listening party, have a sheet, and when that sheet rated, have the people rate it. Don't let them put their names on it, and then have them write comments. I took it a step further. I did that, and then I fed them, and I gave them drinks after the fact. But you couldn't eat a drink until after you listen to all of the music. I did it for Slam when we did
Yeah, that's
already
extortion.
It is. It is. But if you want to drink for free and eat for free, then guess
that
what?
That was at the studio right there by
7303 is
Reliant.
Takeover now,
Gotcha,
but it was
gotcha.
7303 back then.
Yeah.
That was
And
a
now
nice
everybody's
motherfucking
doing
studio.
listening party. But I got a trick now. I got an idea so cold for a listening party. So if you're an artist and you got a budget, but if you don't have a budget, don't at Olump. At Olump is where I'm at.
Yeah, so that's how can they reach you?
At OLUMP. At Olump.
Yeah, Lump, I was in Miami back in the day when the Fountain Blue had wood in the back and all that other shit.
they-
like,
they-
you know,
they
it
have
was
no
family-
idea.
It was family friendly back then.
Well, it ain't family friendly no more.
No, it's
Definitely
up
ain't
now.
family friendly.
But to answer your
Now-
question, I have over 177 million in plaques in my house. Record sold.
That's big.
So record sold, and that's not even counting all of the plaques. I got a Jay-Z 15 million sold plaque. I got the Diamond plaque from 50 that he signed. I got the 2 DJ Screw plaques, the Brucey B Award and the Pink House Award. I got Mac 10. I got Westside Connection plaque. I got
Pop your
Chameleonaire
shit, Lump.
plaque. I got Warren G plaque. I got so many plaques. They got messed up in the last Ike that came, but I found a company. Beto helped me find a company. They're gonna reconstruct them, and I'm gonna put them back. And some people will say if you worked at a record company, they say never put your plaques up because you never know when they're gonna fire your ass, and that's a true statement. But my oldest daughter Kayla is 24, my middle baby is 13, and my youngest baby is 10, Ray Ray. But Kayla, her name is Kayla Beyonce Lumpkin, and I'll show y'all the picture. I was on the road with Beyonce when we went to London with the original Destiny's Child, and that's when I found out her mother was pregnant with her. And I told Beyonce that I was gonna name my baby after her middle name, and she was like, "No, stop playing." I was like, "I'm serious." So when Kayla was born, her name is Kayla Beyonce Lumpkin.
Hey man, Lump, you done did some good fucking around, man. Hey man, hey man,
Yeah,
fuck your
sure,
shit,
bro.
Lump.
Yeah.
Hey man, hey, let me get to that. Hey baby,
Hey,
work
and
man,
you know what though?
work man.
I'm honored, and I'm gonna tell you why. For 7 years, I was confused about what was next, or because of preaching, because of my role, because I feel like music is one of the only things that can enter your body without permission. I promoted music
That's deep.
that has negative influences, but where there's no filter for a child, there's a problem. So for an impressionable mind under the age of 18, where there's no filter and they're taking in all of this music and they don't have anybody to help them, they don't realize that most of these cats talking about selling weight, doing drugs and dope. They was really just talking.
Facts.
But now, some of them cats who thought that, think about this now. Jeezy and them, well, you know, whoever, I don't want to say names because people are going to, cats who really talked about selling a whole bunch of weight and doing a whole bunch of killing and all of that. That was them writing word pictures. I started small time, dope game, cocaine, pushing rocks up the block, I'm never broke, man. Brad may have done that or may not have done that, but my point is he was just describing what a little bit of everything. But his rhymes were so relevant and so real, he paints word pictures for every rap that he writes. You can see a video in your head. That's why he's the dopest, because he did it as an artist, he did it as a solo artist, he did it in a group, he did it as an executive, and he beat renal cancer. He's the guy who put Ludacris out. He's the guy who never been faded on a damn duet with anybody, even Jay-Z. Every rapper who you consider in your top 5, in their top 5, Brad is in the top 3.
Facts.
I said that to say, in this music, I literally let it get me to a point to where people are trying to ask me now, like, man, who's this big old white dude with you? Mike.
Shout out to Mike over there. What's up, Mike?
White Mike, Boise Mike.
White Mike over there. You call him Boise Mike?
Well, because he from Houston. He went to Worthing for a year, but he went to Boise, Idaho, and he's a paint body man, but he's a lover of the culture. And we met because of an interview on another podcast, and he saw me online, but we connected because the picture that I took of DJ Screw, that's the most popular picture with his hat back and the ring up, my El Camino was in the back of that shot. I took that picture. Fun fact, if you look at the picture real close, the 2 diamonds that's supposed to be in the ring ain't there because Screw used to pass out and knock the diamonds out of the ring. But that's neither here nor there.
Hold on. Let me interject something. You know, LG, where you at? He left? Okay. Now, you know, that's who I met Screw with LG for the first time.
Wow.
And that was in '99. And he was nothing like, you know, I had went by a shop, you know what I mean? And
he was nothing like what you expected.
nothing like I expected, man. This is the most humble.
Hey, man, what's up?
Yeah, like it was.
Glad you stopped.
It was nothing like I expected, man. Like
He was
I
talented.
What you expected?
You listen to the music, you expect to see a roguish, damn near drugged out dude that you just don't expect. You don't expect to see this little bitty short.
I
dude.
didn't expect. I tell you what I didn't. I didn't expect him to have the character that he had. I expected him to be this slick, you know what I'm saying, slick boss type dude who, you know what I'm saying, trying to run circles around people. I don't know why I had this bad
But it's the
vision of the
music, though.
dude, right?
It's the music.
And meeting him, you know what I mean, and sitting down talking to him, because I didn't talk to dude for hours and hours. And he really just loved music and loved the culture. He
You
didn't
know
give a
what I
damn
tell
about
people?
no money.
He didn't,
And I
bro.
couldn't
That's what
understand
everybody
that
say
because
about
I'm
it. That's
like,
what everybody
I was
say.
talking to him like, hey, man, well, let me get some bread with you. You know what I'm saying? Let's
You know
that
the
was
thing
not his
about
thing.
Snoop?
He didn't care about money.
I tell
I
people
don't
this
understand that.
all the time. This is why people who make money don't care about money. Here's the thing. I learned this in seminary school. Pastor Richard Jewell Rose said this to me. He's my instructor. He says, son, if you're looking for money to do ministry, ministry rarely takes place that's any good. He said, but if you do ministry well, God will provide. That's a true statement. Good meat makes its own gravy if you cook it right. So
Good meat makes its own gravy if you cook it right.
here we go.
Boy, that's a hell of a jewel right there. I ain't never heard that one. You heard that, Dre?
No, I'm sitting there amazed.
Yeah,
Like,
damn,
that
good
make a
meat
lot of
make its
sense.
own gravy if you cook it right.
And look, same way
I'm
with
gonna
the
cut
music.
that out and steal that shit. I ain't gonna even
That's
let
fine.
the
Look, I stole it from somebody.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut that shit out and
I
make
stole
that
it.
my
I'm
own.
just gonna keep
So I'm
passing
just letting you
along.
know we're gonna
Hey.
probably edit that shit out.
We're going to pass it along, though.
No, let Lump have that was
We're going to
dry.
pass it along.
Just do it like this. The first time, just say, man, my homeboy Lump said good meat makers. The second time, say, man, a cool dude said. And then say, it's been said. But that last time, man, good meat makes its own gravy if you cook it right. It's yours after that.
It's mine, okay.
It's yours.
God damn, I gotta go through three.
Yeah, but you
three
got to give me
sessions.
some credit. You got to give me. I ain't asking for no publishing. I'm just asking for a little credit.
You got that, man.
Thank you.
We're gonna leave it in there, Travis. Don't even cut it out. Let them know Lump said it, man. Go ahead, man.
Lump
Good
said
meat
it.
make its own gravy, you
If
know.
you cook it right, yeah. And I liken that to what I did. People give me so much credit, but I was able to pull from Daryl Scott. I never talk DJ Screw in publications without talking Daryl Scott. I don't talk Daryl Scott without the Screw music influence because I have to talk about Jam Pony Express, the cats out of Miami. K-Tron, no, I bet you over there smiling and saying, yeah, because Jam Pony Express, them cats out of Miami, And then I bumped into a dude named Charles Bush who know him. So when I go back to Miami in December, I want to go interview the dude from Jam Pony Express who slowed down their music. And Daryl Scott heard that, and that's when he began to slow it down. And then Screw always passed that layup back. Every time he tried to give it to Screw, he'd throw it over to him. Daryl Scott literally was Floyd's homeboy. So when he had Blast Records and tapes, I went in there. I knew about Daryl from the park, but he had a G Slim poster up there. This is how I got back in contact with Chuck from Big Boy. True story. If you look at G Slim's album, it says G Slim, and it's a dude throwing up a deuce, squatting down with a fro, with a Carhartt jacket on, Dickies, and there's two Impalas, and they the same Impala. Pen and Picture just switched them. But on one of the license plates, on the left license plate, on purpose, it said ESFDGC #1, and then it said Boot Camp on the other one. I said ESFDGC. ESFDGC. I know what that means. So I went to Pen and Picture because that's where I saw the poster at originally. Eastside Photos Gangsta Crip.
Okay, Eastside Photos Gangsta Crip. Okay.
So see, he been on vacation.
I was gonna let him make it on it.
Yeah, but
he said
yeah, I really that ain't no.
So
big
that's why I said I was
Mac
gonna
10
let
is
him
one
make
of my best partners. Jim Jones is one of my good partners, and DJ Quick is one of my good partners. Blue and Red go together because it make green, it make money. All this other stuff y'all talking about with this gang, I'm literally gang related and I hate it.
Facts.
I'm serious about that. I'm a child of God.
That's why I wasn't gonna break that.
But at the end of the day, somebody needed to hear that.
Right.
Because you claiming colors on streets that your mama don't even own bricks on. Y'all renting. Y'all can't sit at the table.
Shit.
Y'all can't sit at the table at NATO. Y'all ain't got no voice. Y'all got the nerve to have rules and bylaws, and y'all ain't got no property.
Well, I wish people.
Y'all meet at the park.
So
City owned.
let me back up something, man, real quickly. I hate you didn't make it, man. I apologize because it was kind of a surprise from my wife, so maybe she
just
didn't
say you didn't
invite
invite him. Just say that.
It was probably her.
Just say you didn't.
But I
invite
had Daryl Scott, Lester Surpace, K-Tron, Walter D. Who else we had as a DJ up there? Michael Watts.
Big Rod.
Y'all had, for real?
Yeah, I had all the old school DJs in my party. And I hate I didn't get Captain Jack. I talked to Captain Jack.
Leaving Harris.
And he said he had something going. And I apologize to you,
and
Captain
you know
Jack, because I should have just overpaid him to come on through.
And guess what? Rest in peace to Big Steve.
Man.
And rest in peace to
Man,
Wicked
R.I.P.
Cricket.
to Big Steve, man.
Man, look, I'm about to say something that's going to be controversial and they're going to be mad. And I said I wasn't going to say this, but I am, because it's too many people dying. I'm going to say it in a positive way, because it's still positive. It
Say it
just
how you
didn't happen.
feel.
Man, when Wicked Cricket was in that hospital, me and Big D went to go see him at LBJ, and I went to go pray for him. I'm a preacher. This is what I do. I just don't look like a regular preacher, and I don't talk like a regular preacher. But I am truly, Acts 16:31 says, believe on the Lord Jesus Christ, and thou shalt be saved, and thine house. Believe, pisteuo in the Greek, literally means to wholly, WHOLLY, and trust God with your everything. So I'm saved. I don't worry about what you think. I don't care what your persuasion is. I've never seen Jesus argue in text about what he believed and why, his apologetics. I don't argue with people about my personal experience with Christ. You believe what you want to believe. Allah, Buddha. I pray that God, Yahweh, Allah, and Buddha is the same thing. That's what I pray. So we can all get that. But my point to y'all is this. I prayed for Cricket because he was my friend. And Wicked's favorite rap group was Black Menace, the label, the group that was on Chuck's label, Big Boy Records. J-Dog and Threat will tell you that. He loved them. He promoted Mystical for free. They booed at Mystical at Boomerang before I got the record. Booed. 3 weeks after I had the record, he was in there rocking and shocking. But my point to y'all, I owe Wicked Cricket a lot because he saw that I was a street dude and I was kind of rough and I used to like to fight. So Cricket would say, hey, get him in the club. Let that man in the club. So I will always be indebted to Cricket. He never changed when I saw him.
Cricket DJ Jamaica, right?
He used to be a Jamaican. It ain't a place.
everywhere.
Yeah, I remember Cricket.
Yeah,
He
you
used to come
can't
to play basketball.
you
Like,
can't
I've been
put
on
Cricket
for a
in
long
one
time.
spot at all, man.
Yeah, but I'm just
Cricket-
saying, I remember him being, he had a little pull at
And he had a little game with them long ass fingernails. But
yeah,
anyway,
man, yeah, I remember Cricket.
when Cricket
Oh,
got
Cricket,
sick, man, I went up to the hospital, and he really couldn't talk that well. I told him, "Don't talk. You talked enough. You rest." And a young lady that I know extremely well, her godmother was on the board at MD Anderson. The board, now she's a black woman. I had Cricket a bed at the. I tear up when I say this. I had him a whole room with doctors gonna be at his disposal, and for whatever reason we couldn't get the logistics worked out to get Cricket in that hospital. If I'm lying, I'm flying. There's a boy in Port Arthur, Beaumont, who can tell you that same story because he was right there. I couldn't make his family do it, and they probably didn't want to move him because he was fragile at the end. But I know for a fact that at the end, and I don't know if that would have changed his quality of life, but I do know that if I ever had cancer, if I stayed in Switzerland, I would try to get to MD Anderson because that's the best cancer hospital in the world. But when I couldn't get him to go over there, that broke my heart, dog. Like, that tore me up because it's almost like we lost Screw, we lost Cricket, we lost Mello, we lost Mo, we lost Mafio, we lost so many people. And bro, let me tell you, sitting on the edge of that bed with 245 over 145, and I'm thinking that I'm next. That'll make you lose weight. That'll make you go from a 50 waist to a 38 waist like I am now. Brothers, get your health in check. You know, as you out here running these streets, remember the drive-thru ain't nothing but death in the bag. Anything come fast, go fast, especially fast food. There's no nutritional value in it. I can't sit up here and preach to you because I still go through orange and white. Orange and white is what I call Whataburger because orange and white will do you right.
Hell, man.
So, yeah, I get a number 2 with cheese on the wheat bun cut in half. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, man, that's for you boys that ain't, y'all ain't got that on the East Coast, man.
Yeah, y'all ain't got
that shit on the West Coast yet. But
Yeah.
you know, they moving into Cali right now.
Yeah, they are moving into Cali.
They're moving into
That's
Cali.
like Buc-ee's is going to Georgia. Buc-ee's is the best place in the world.
Yeah, Buc-ee's tough.
I don't care what
Buc-ee's
nobody
tough,
say.
man.
Buc-ee's is tough. Buc-ee's got them white macadamia nut cookies. You put them in the microwave for 10 seconds. Them
We ain't
hoes
gonna have
taste like
fat boy
steak.
talk. We ain't gonna do it because I'm gonna
Yes,
go. I be
indeed.
trying not to eat after 8, man. I'm doing 7, so I've been doing good. But damn, boy, I tell you, food is like sex, man.
Oh,
That
my
should be
God,
calling
that's
you.
basic.
I ain't doing that far, Black.
I'm telling you, man. Like
You
I-
married, bro. I'm singular around this joint. You hear me? I can't, I'm a good, clean Christian.
Okay. With all of that, I know you know the word. I don't know if you participating in all of it, but I know you're working on it.
Now I do honor God's workmanship. So if I look at you, lady, don't be talking, oh, he's supposed to be a preacher too. He on that cussing and everything. What's a bad word? Show me where a bad word is in Bible. Who told you what a bad word was?
Once again, I got something else from Lump. That's
You
all.
you
If
tell
you
me
looking
what a
at a
bad
woman,
word.
so let me tell you.
All I'm doing is honoring God's
So you
workmanship.
women, if your husband looking at a woman, he just honoring
God's workmanship.
That's
That's
a
it.
man honoring God's workmanship.
That's it.
How
That's
could
it.
you possibly be upset with a man
They got a
that's
place.
honoring God's workmanship?
So if I ask you,
They got a
lady,
place.
if I say, ma'am, do the back of your legs get wet when you take a shower? That means your booty look like an umbrella in the back. You hear me? Praise him. Thank you, Lord. Thank you,
Yeah,
Lord.
they got a place for y'all.
Man, we finna wrap this up, man. Because I
They got a
can
place
see
for
we
y'all.
just having a regular conversation
That's
and we'll
it,
be
man.
doing this all night, man.
Yeah.
Look, man, I'm so thankful you came, man.
I'm honored to
We
be
want to
here.
make sure we
Appreciate
give you your flowers while you're here, man.
Dog, I'm honored. I'm honored, dog. Like, you have no clue. Like, I told Mike to come up here, and that was my point earlier. Mike is the one y'all can give a lot of this credit to. He don't really understand it because I'm so laid back and nonchalant. Man, I was so depressed that it was crazy. And we can really end on this because I tell people this all the time. Depression is real. Mental health is real. Yeah. Y'all just had somebody on here about that. Yeah. Once you become depressed, you become deceived. Once you become deceived, your priorities are out of line. When your priorities are out of line and you believe in God, what you're saying is that your problems are bigger than God. You ought to stop complaining to God about how big your problems are and start telling your problems just how big the God you serve is. Whatever you're dealing with is temporary. Do not make a permanent decision based on a temporary situation. I had the gun in my mouth in January of 2010, pulling the trigger. Beto had my obituary. I had written it out. I was pulling the trigger on my 45, and the phone rang, and it was my mama. And with that, I'll be honest with you. All right.
Oh, man.
That's all
damn.
good. We'll fix it. This right here is real. I ain't got to script this.
I didn't want that to.
No, we good. There you go.
There you go.
Got to readjust though.
Yeah, readjust the
You're
camera.
going to have to readjust because he over here looking like Suge Knight for real.
Oh, yeah, I was. That was scary, dog.
Big shit.
Definitely looking like
Yeah,
Big
that looked
Suge
like that
over
big
there,
310-pound shit. I need to come
Readjust
down a
it,
little
man.
bit. That man, take your time. We ain't in no rush. Don't nobody love me but my children.
Man, that man had a hell of a thing.
No,
bro.
we
He
get
had
ready to go. Trust me, this right here is
Captain
Where
real.
did you
Go
stop it at? What we
No,
got?
it's right. I know where he was. Don't worry about it. Trust me, I got this. This right here is real me.
Astros up 5-0, by the way.
Good shit. That's why we needed to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been over here checking this motherfucker all night. That's what I do.
That's a bad podcast. You got a bad podcast person, Black.
What,
You back ready?
I had to switch days because Thursday night football, man. I'm a
All right,
football
let's
guy.
go.
We're just gonna keep it on this shot because I can't.
Okay.
No, okay. No. Tell me what you need to do, Kate. All right. What I want to say is this, man, and this is a good place to end this because I really want to end it on something positive, but something that's very real and very tangible. Men, we are literally all on the same ship. Men and women, we're on the same ship. And this ship is sinking. This ship is Earth. And it ain't gonna get no better. But here's the deal. The only way that it will get better is if a strong man protects. Strong men protect. Strong men provide. Y'all talk about pushing P. The P's that I push are I'm a preacher, I'm a parent, I'm a provider, I'm a promoter, I'm a preacher, and I'm a photographer. God gave me my 6 P's. Those are the P's that I push. Because there was a time when I lost focus and I became depressed. I was suicidal. I had been ifing and wishing for months. I called my young partner and I told him, I was like, man, I'm about to do it. He said, do what? I said, man, I'm tired of being here. When your credit score was an 820 and you go down to a 500 and you went from a 3,600 square foot house and you in South Park in a 1,200 foot, it was a nice house, but you went from 3,000 square feet to 1,000 square feet. You done went from the uttermost to the guttermost. You become really disenfranchised, even as a believer. I became depressed. I became deceived. When you become depressed, when you become deceived, your priorities are out of line. When your priorities are out of line, you're telling yourself that God isn't first. If God isn't first, he can't be second because he's a sovereign God. He's the one who said, let it be. It was, it is, and it will be. You can't tell God how big your problems are. You got to start telling your problems how big the God you serve is.
Amen.
If you're inclined
Amen.
to talk about the problem, I think you're inclined to talk about the solution. Why? Because strong men protect. What do I mean? I don't mean just physically. A strong man helps you protect your mind. A strong man helps you protect your pocket. A strong man helps you protect your family, your loved ones, your friend. Your strong man protects. He stands up when everybody else sits down. The only reason why I'm on this podcast today is because God literally used a few people who saw me and understood that I had a problem. Ministry is, like I said earlier, is meeting needs, and meeting needs is ministry. If you're looking for money to do it, it'll never take place. But if you do it well, it will always take place, and God will always look out. It's just like business. Stop looking for money. Find something that you love doing. Find out everything about it. Do it to the best of your ability, and don't make excuses, because excuses don't count. Results do. That's just the truth. I hate people who give me excuses. I hate people when I have situations that come up in their lives, and they give me problems and I give them solutions. For every problem, every solution that I give them, they give me another problem. When you keep doing that to me, you're not looking for a solution. You're looking for attention. So get thee away from me, for real, because if you hang around 3 negative people, chances are you're going to be number 4. Hang around 5 positive people, chances are you're going to be number 6. I said all that to say this. I don't have a circle of people around me anymore. Most people know Lump. Most people know in L.A., they know the gangster Big O. But very few people know Orion. I'm cool with that. I ain't got a circle no more, Black Dre. I got a dot now. I'm cool. It's just like the story about the rapper who, when he started, he had 20 people with him. 20 people everywhere with him. About the 3rd album, it slowed down. He had 10 people with him. By the time the 5th album came around, it was his partner, him, his best friend, the nigga with the gun, and the driver. Sometimes God will change your circle to elevate you. Sometimes you have to remember that everything is, in my life, category three spaces. It's season, reason, or a lifetime. Some people are just with me for a reason. I had to learn something. Even in failures, I learned. Stop talking about folks because they didn't do it the way they telling you to do something that they ain't never done. Maybe they did it and they failed at it. You can learn something in your failures. What we used to call it, bought lessons and taught lessons. I remember more from the bought ones. But when money becomes your God, like it did for me, he smacked me and I had to sit down for 7 years. That's what made me have that pistol in my mouth. But lo and behold, after writing out my obituary, giving it to my homeboy, pulling the trigger, the phone rang and it was my mama. I looked at the phone. She said, boy, what's wrong? Called me from L.A. Because I had to text my homegirl. I didn't say nothing. I just said, just know that I love you. Her name is Crystal. She's from Detroit. She was living in Atlanta. She said, Miss Penny, I don't know what's going on with Orion, but it's not good, and your son is strong, but right now he sound weak. I was pulling the trigger, dog. Real talk. All of the plaques, all of the accolades, but the music slowed down. The dance floor got empty. I had to learn how to live with myself, and I moved so fast that I didn't like who I was becoming as I looked in the mirror. It took me years, dog, just to look in the mirror at myself when I brushed my teeth. I couldn't stand what I saw. I thought I was a hypocrite. I told you music was the only thing that could enter your body without permission, one of the few things that can. But when God taught me that you can be in this world but not of it, when God gave me the confidence to realize that your vocation is not your volition, your job ain't who you are. It's kind of like reputation and character. They can say what they want to say, but who do you say I am, and who am I to you? Not in words, but in action. The best sermon I ever heard was the one that I saw. You can talk to me all day, but if you ain't showing me something, get away from me. I don't mean to be mean, but I do mean to be firm. Just look at life, if you're talking about the music business or any business, on what I just told you. Because now you're looking at a man who's been redeemed. And when it talks about God giving you double for your trouble, he did that for me. He sent me this dude right over here. They see this light-skinned black dude. Y'all might think he white. But this dude met my mama when I turned 51. He came to L.A. from Idaho. Wasn't that far, but he came. Him and his wife flew to go see my mama. Table of 40 people there. At Poncho's in L.A. One of the happiest days of my life. But for somebody to think enough for me to say, man, what's going on? He noticed there was a change in my voice. This man talked to me for 3 months straight, literally, hey, you good? If it wasn't every day, it was either every other day or at least once a week. Man, you straight? Hey, man, things going to get better, man. I'm looking at my situation. I had more month than I had money. And at one point in time, like I said earlier, it was $30,000 a month coming in, legally. Man, I was driving a 1997 Ford F-150. Fred Sanford had eczema on it. You know them old Ford trucks with them spaces in it? It's locked up right now. We tried to start it today. It's tripping. I don't care, but guess what, though? I came over here to Durango because my people said, you need to be able to get around. She ain't just give me. You know how the Bible says you can buy with no money? I'm a living witness of that. She said, here, drive the truck. It take E85. Make sure you get the app so you can go get E85 gas in it. I got transitioned out of my job at Lonza Pharmaceutical the other day. I'm going to say the name because y'all some punks. They fired a nigga on his day off. They fired 50 of us on our day off.
Damn.
And look at me. I'm on the phone with the recruiter. Hey, man, what they going to do with Deshaun? Hey, dog, what they going to do with Chastity? He said, Mr. Lumpkin, I just told you you was let go. And you worried about them? He said, you different. I said, it ain't in me, man. I said, it's not me, it's who's in me. I said, I got a camera, because I'm a cold photographer. I took Scarface album cover for Deeply Rooted. I took that popular picture, DJ Screw that we talked about. I took that picture. He said, man, he just called me Tuesday. I ain't calling that dude. As long as I got a computer, as long as I got a camera, as long as I got my mouthpiece, Beto tell me all the time, boy, your phone is better than any record company. Work your phone. I said all that to say this. To the person who's looking at this right now, who's ready to quit or don't know how to start. Start where you are. Start with what you got. Start where you are. Do what you can. Learn everything you can about it. One of the best rappers in the world told me I didn't know what I was doing. And he was right. It was Scarface. I didn't know. Across the street is Surrounded by Sound. I didn't know what I was doing. But guess what? He called me now, hey, man, what you think? Because you a hater. I am. Because if it's whack, I ain't promoting it. Stop taking jobs based on money. because then it's gonna make you look stupid. Some of the best drug dealers in the world I know got all the money in the world, and they pick the wackest goddamn artist you can ever see. Again, if you're looking for money in this business, then your job, what God called you to do, it'll never happen for you. But boy, if you become the best at what you do, if you want to post on Instagram all day, figure out how to monetize account, show people how to do it. If you want to be the best promoter in the world, go talk to one of the guys who people say that they. I ain't beating my chest. I'm just telling you, you can't fade me. Like, get like me. I'm still arrogant as hell.
Right.
But I'm good. I just wanted to tell you that. Don't quit. Start where you are. Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do.
Thank you.
A no is just a confused yes. I mean, a no is really just a confused yes.
Thank you.
That's all it is, man. And then look, Exodus 14:14 says this, and I'm going to stop talking. And God will fight for you, and you will hold your peace. The word fight right there in the Hebrew literally means to go to war and win. God ain't never went to no war, to no fight, and lost. But you got to shut up. He said, and God will fight for you, and you will hold your peace. Let God fight for you. Don't be no punk now. But let God fight for you. You shut up, put your head down, work. Man, and watch God bless it. But you got to stay consistent. What he talked about earlier. If you stay consistent, God honors faithfulness. God don't honor fear. God don't honor failure. God don't honor tears. God don't honor feelings. When in the Bible does it talk about your feelings? He said, happy is the man that findeth wisdom and the man that getteth understanding. Get a damn understanding. Get out your feelings.
That's big.
You don't know what you don't know until you don't know it. Figure it out. I'm on the level. I'm Mr. On the level. Hashtag the gap. Hashtag if you want to talk to me at Olump. Hashtag have a budget. Hashtag we not going to dinner so you can pick my brain. Nigga, I'm fat. I know how to eat. Get a budget.
Get a budget. So you know what, Lump?
That was dope.
You got a client.
I'm in traffic then.
All right. You got a client. So this is what we need to do. I got a book coming out. So we're gonna work together on this book, man. So I need some very good numbers. I need help. Don't
That's
be looking
cool.
around here thinking I got all the money. Look and say this nigga got a lot of expenses.
You know what you got?
But you got a client.
You got a mouthpiece. And if I do good for you, the money gonna come.
Facts.
My man.
I don't do that, bro.
Let's go to
We
work,
good.
baby. Let's
Man,
go to
look.
work then.
Facts.
Dre.
Facts.
Hey, man.
My
I'm
boy.
drinking Coca-Cola as soon as I leave here.
Diet Coke, huh? I hate to be plugging y'all like that, but it's
Hey,
my
man,
drug of choice
it's
right
a pleasure,
now.
man. I mean, that was really
I had this
powerful.
cup turned around the whole time because we the Raiders, we might lose the game, but we gonna win the squabble.
Hey, hey, if y'all never, we gonna close with this. Raiders tailgate is the worst presentation of a football team ever. They have 2-year-old kids tipping strippers. Can't make this up.
Yeah.
Anybody that knows you've been to a Raiders tailgate,
Black hole, baby.
it's it is. It's not a family environment.
I'll be there January 1st. We playing the Chargers. I'm be in Vegas. Yeah.
It's just not a family environment.
I'm going there looking for
Shout
a
out to the
fight.
Raiders fan. Y'all not family oriented.
And I got my piece with me so I can keep the peace. I got a PIECE so I can keep the PEACE.
Well, preach on, my brother.
Yeah. I told y'all I got the heart of Paul but the spirit of Peter. If you play with me, I'll cut your ear off. But if the Lord want to heal it, that's between you and him. Thank you, Jesus.
You know what? We finna wrap this up because I know we can be here for a whole nother hour, man. Between stories and between just the wisdom and the game that's being given. Shout out to Lump on this thing here. I just bought a box, man, because I want to support everything you do, homie. If I can.
Hey, man, look, film
Zap.
that. Film that.
We got
Film that.
Zap. We got Cameo.
Yup.
The SOS Band, Midnight Star, Club Nouveau.
December
Hey, it's going
3rd,
down.
Smart Financial, Sugarland, Texas. Don't worry about the walk. Just get there. The show is going to be hot. And brought to you by my homeboys, DJ Rodney O and my partner Wes. Yeah, it's what it is, player. Yeah, that's what we do. Promotion. I do this when I sleep. I do this when you think about it. I'm going to forget more than you going to learn.
And there it is.
All right. Well, thank y'all for tuning to the Cole and Dre Show. Thank you for coming on the Cole and Dre Show.
Appreciate
And I got an account from Black. Look at God.
You got an
God.
account, man.
Ding,
Yeah.
ding, ding, ding.
You got an
ding.
account right now. Not only do you got an account, we finna go get a deposit on. I want you to know I'm serious.
Boy, look here.
So let's go to work.
Y'all think I'm playing?
So-
Nigga will cry up in here.
So,
boy.
thank y'all for tuning into the Cole and Dre podcast, man. I'm Cole.
And this is Drake, and we out.
Peace.
Hey, hey man, what time it is, man? Hey, relentless, hey, relentless, hey, relentless, hey, 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 Cole, boss straight. It's too much to watch them
Watch
out.
it.
No count, all facts like what you talking
talking
about.
about?
Boy, listen and pay attention to what we talking about. We can show you how to make 100,000 in the drop.